What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome on into the AFC East Roundtable. I'm Richie. That's Colby and Tony Dow. And there's Dan Mitchell. Just kidding. Dan is not going to be able to make it tonight, unfortunately. He's feeling under the weather. So let's hope that Dan is feeling okay because we need him ready to go because his Buffalo Bills are in OTAs. All right. So we got a lot to talk about regarding everything with the AFC East in OTAs. Hit the like button on your way in, man. We got a lot of fun things to talk about. OTAs started for the Jets and Patriots last week, but now the Dolphins and Bills, they're underway with OTAs. So we got a lot to talk about right here on the AFC East Roundtable. So don't forget to hit the like button on your way in, folks. Let's get into business. TD, how you doing, my friend? What are you up to?
I was making a little diagram thing that I'm working on, but everything's good, man. Another beautiful day. OTAs are here. A lot of good stuff coming out of them. Even around the NFL. So we got a lot to talk about. Outside of that, I'm excited at the news that you just gave me backstage, Richie. I think that it's 100% go. We're about to be lit. We're about to have fun. Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins. Can I say it?
Yeah.
We're sold out.
Well, not yet.
Well, almost. Well, technically,
sort of. It's like 80%.
Yeah,
well, there's an asterisk on it, and we can tell them why. I mean, the tickets are sold out to the public, but then there's a certain amount of tickets that are reserved for the people that put their deposits in that were waiting to get the rest of the money. And if you put your $100 deposit down, then you are, guaranteed a ticket for a certain amount of time. So if you did put your $100 deposit down, we just sent you a reminder email. Make sure you submit the remaining balance ASAP so we can get this officially underway, man. It's exciting, man. It is pretty much sold out, and we're going to Buffalo officially, and it's going to be fun, man.
And I guess we'll pick a day in a couple of weeks for those people to get the rest of their money in, because if you can't, then we want to be able to open it back up, because we have people hitting us up saying, hey, can I get one? And we're sadly have to tell them, oh, man, we just kind of sold out. So
yeah, that's the thing. Someone just emailed us saying, hey, Richie, it says it's sold out on the site. But then there's like 10 tickets still out there that people put $100 down. So that's why if you did put your deposit down, we're going to send you an email soon about the deadline to submit the rest of the balance, because we want to make sure that the people that want to go, they can come, right? And I wish we were able to get more tickets. I really do, but they're very limited.
We sold ourselves short.
Yeah, man.
You were limited room, though. But
they were limited room, and, they were a pretty penny, as you can see by the price. The Caesar Sportsbook Lounge is nothing to just take for granted. So we're excited about it, though. We're excited about it. But how you doing, Colby? How you doing today, my friend?
I'm good. I was talking to Richie. I feel like sometimes people think that me and Richie hate each other because we like to go at it when it comes to sports. But I love Richie. That's my boy right there. I was hitting up Richie earlier today. I was just like, yo, dude, like, I got to release some of this tension in my body and my neck. And he's getting me right with some yoga. So, man, I'm a little stressed. I'm a little tense. My body's feeling tense. I'm feeling it with, the workouts and hitting that gym extra hard. Summer's right around the bend, but my boy Richie's going to get me right. But, no, look, we got a lot to talk about today. Obviously, there's a whole Stephon Diggs situation going around. And I think
there is? What's that?
I think everybody.
I didn't hear about no Stephon Diggs situation.
Wait, have you actually not? Or are you just being stupid?
I don't know.
You mean the pink stuff?
The pink stuff, yeah. The pink stuff and him womanizing.
Was that real?
We can get into it for sure. I mean, do we want to hop on with that first, or do we want to talk about Dolphins OTAs first? I thought we should talk about Dolphins OTAs first. Make the people wait for the Diggs talk.
I don't know what's going on the boats, man.
It's overblown. It's overblown. I'll say that, but we can certainly get into it today.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting. Now, I just want to say I'm excited to get into that, but we may or may not have somebody filling in for Mr. Dan Mitchell to represent the Buffalo Bills. So stay tuned. If you're a Bills fan, you're just coming in, you don't see Dan, you're clicking off. Stay tuned. There may be a Bills representative coming in shortly to represent your Buffalo Bills. But yeah, there's a lot of things that we want to talk about, because OTAs is an opportunity to install a brand new system for new coaches like Aaron Glenn and Mike Vrabel. It's an opportunity for the Miami Dolphins to take of things and the Buffalo Bills to take of things, get everybody back in the house, regain that continuity. So my first question to you, TD, do you know the percentage of Miami Dolphins players that attended OTAs?
I would say about I think about 90%. I think 93, 92%. I think we're missing like 4 players, 2 of them key players, but about 4 players didn't show up. Zach Zeeler and a few others, but no big deal. No big deal.
Anything to report on holdouts or anything like?
I got to do my research on it because I got to go look at Zach Zeeler's contract. I got to go look at some of these guys' financial situations, see if it's the last year of guarantees, because it could be a part of the reason. But no major word so far. Really, the major word is on Ramsey. He was asked today. They were asked, the coaches, Mike McDaniel, about Ramsey, and he was like, he didn't even want to talk about it. I don't want to focus my energy on him. I want to focus it on the guys that are here and that type of stuff. And Ramsey out here sending subliminals. Yesterday, he put a 5 up. He's number 5, but it's also 5 days till June 1st because he is going to be a post-June 1st trade. And I'm sure they already have the trade partner, and it's a matter of the destination. Where is he about to go? And by the way, when is June 1st? What day is that?
June 1st is like what, Monday? Or Sunday? It's Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah.
So yeah, Sunday or Monday, we might have a snap of the fingers and Ramsey's gone to a team.
To where?
We don't know.
Now, TD, what about Jordan Phillips, right? Because this is a guy that in 2023 goes down with the torn, I believe, ACL, and last year was the torn Achilles. Might have been flip-flop, but either way, 2 seasons of back-to-back injuries. Any update on him? Was he there?
Yeah, he's doing well. He's ahead of schedule. He's moving well. Of course, they're gonna continue the timeline. It's not like he 100% go, but yeah, he's progressing very well based off of the reports, and we just gotta wait to see if he's gonna be available in training camp full go or not. Time will tell. But yeah, good observation, because that's somebody we're all looking at. How is this gonna work out? Same thing with Chubb, coming fresh off of an injury. What is, how long is he going to be? Is he in? Remember, he was out all last year, and it was he going to come back at the end? No, but so he should be ready for camp. But we're excited about those guys getting back, and even though they're limited and not doing much, Chop Robinson had himself a day going off. So that's the part of the team that's underrated because of the injuries. Nobody thinks about what we have at the position. And if we can get those guys back to form, because you never know what you're going to get when they get back, that's going to say a lot about the team if they can come back playing top notch.
Guys, stay tuned. We got a Buffalo Bills rep coming on in to represent the Bills Mafia. We got a lot of fun things to talk about regarding OTAs, Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Patriots. I got to put up a poll because I'm curious what the poll says, but I do have something exciting to announce that happened within our company that you guys deserve to be aware about because you guys are part of it. We hit 17,000 subscribers on the AFC East Roundtable. Let's go, man.
Let's go.
We were stuck at 16.9K, I think, for like 7 months straight. It was like driving me nuts. I'm like, can we please get over that hump? So thank you guys for subscribing and showing the love and support on this YouTube channel. So with that, I want to give back to you guys by gifting 5 memberships, okay, on behalf of the AFC East Roundtable. So that is the way we can give back to you. Congratulations to GTA, Miller, Flight Boys, Drew Fool, AVS just got gifted AFC East Roundtable members. So congratulations to you guys. You guys can now use some exclusive emojis. My favorite one is the one I just spammed in the chat of TD's with his hands on his face. Just get used to that. Seeing TD doing that all over again when Tua keeps throwing picks. Come on, Tua. Back to pass. Do what they want. Gosh darn it. And then, that's my favorite part about it. So make sure you guys go out there and show some love. You can gift memberships if you guys would like to do that in the chat. That's a great way to also show support. But thank you guys for all the support. Road to 18K starts now.
You know what we should do? Roundtable Sports, next piece of merch. We're going to come out with a 2026 calendar. It's going to take some time to make. So a 2026 calendar, and it's just going to be full of all 4 of our faces from the worst moments of our team season. That's what's going to be.
Oh, boy. That's brutal for TD.
I think that would sell.
Oh, man. No.
TD, what do you got to say to the people, man? 17K.
It's a beautiful feat, but, we got to get to the 20. I think that's a really nice milestone. And maybe this time next year we're celebrating over 20K. I believe that should be the goal because I think we can do it. But this year should be very interesting. The Patriots are back. The Jets got a new life and a new coach. The Dolphins, Super Bowl contenders again. And the Bills, they've been what they were. So I think the division got healthier since last year. And I think that can mean big things for us moving forward and the fan interaction of everybody coming together and going at it.
Awesome. Watching from Japan. Love the show, guys. Go Jets. We got a Jets fan from Japan tuning in. That fires me up. That means we're global, baby. Shout out to everybody. We love you guys so much. We got a super chat coming on in from Joey, $5. For the Buffalo event, is there a way to go see the live show and tailgate with everyone and not get tickets to the game? Season ticket holder. So Joey gets a great question. We are definitely looking into that. After we sell out the tickets, we wanted to shift our focus to people like you that already have tickets to the game, but they want to be part of the experience of seeing us live the night before and, coming to the tailgate party. So Joey, that's to be determined, but it is something we are working on, and we will definitely let you guys know when we figure that out. So first of all, thank you for the $5 super chat, Joey, and we appreciate you, man. We really do. Big Papa Bill with the super chat. Bring on Z-Bot or Rico from Buffalo Fanatics, guys. Big Papa Bill wants his Bills rep. Maybe one of them will show up, maybe not. All right? We shall see. We shall see. You never know who's going to show up to represent these Buffalo Bills, man. You never know. So you talk about the Miami Dolphins and their OTAs, TD. There was a specific play that happened today at Dolphins practice.
Today or yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
Was it an interception?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out who threw it.
We had brought in a fourth quarterback. I don't even know his name. I believe it was him.
Yeah, we got a lot of people speculating about who this was. I mean, who's this guy? That's zapping everybody up.
Oh, look like Wes Welker looking like.
No,
Is he back?
Where is the interception? I know we want to.
Can I ask you a question? Why are you so invested in all in the Dolphins camp and stuff? And the Jets got their own. Why do you fear us that much?
Fear?
Yeah. Why do you fear us so much to where you're checking for our, highlights?
So there's a thing called an algorithm. I'm not checking nothing. It just comes on my feed.
No, I don't believe it.
It just comes on my feed, man. That's all I'm saying. I just see. Because Dolphins Twitter is hilarious, bro. You got people analyzing like, no, it was a right-handed spiral. Therefore, it's not Tua. Like, Dolphins fans are just another breed. I definitely will admit that
that was funny when I saw that.
I am a fan. So before we go deeper into the Miami Dolphins OTAs, we do have a very special guest to come on here and represent us over here on this fine Wednesday night. Because we needed a Buffalo Bills representative, right? And Dan Mitchell couldn't make it, wasn't feeling well. So who better than someone who was going to be in Buffalo for this event?
Long as it's not week number 3,
primetime football. He's going to be there representing his Buffalo Bills. Okay, he's also a great member of the Roundtable Sports community, host of the NFC West Roundtable, host of the AFC North Roundtable. The guy is hosting everything. His name goes by Z-Bot. Z-Bot, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on last minute, my man.
Fellas, couldn't be happier to be on. I'm coming on at a perfect time. I saw we were talking Tua throwing picks. I think that's what I caught right when I got in here. TD's favorite topic, my favorite topic. So couldn't be happier to be here. Couldn't be happier to joining when I'm joining because it sounds like we're on one of my favorite topics for sure. But good to see you, fellas. How we doing?
It's always a pleasure to have you on, Z-Bot. Dan is feeling under the weather. So we're like, we need a Buffalo Bills rep. So I thought immediately, reach out to Z-Bot, and immediately he's like, absolutely, man. Send over the link. And here we go.
I was making a thumb for my own show. So I was already in the mood. I'm already in the groove. I'm like, let's warm up on the round table. And I just heard you talking about it. Can't wait for the event. Literally could not be more excited. I'm so stoked that it's in Buffalo this year. I've been to a couple of your guys' events, but it's going to be a whole different ball game. Last year at the Ralph, get to go beat up on TD's Dolphins on a Thursday night in prime time. I can't wait, fellas. It's going to be great.
I kind of wish we got more tickets, Zeba. We're almost like sold out completely already.
Unreal.
Which is crazy. But Big Papa Bill, I got to give him credit. He sent in a $2 super chat and he said, bring on Zebot or Rico. Okay,
BPB.
right when I said Dan's not here. So give a shout out to him. So how are you feeling about it, TD? You're going to the event in Buffalo. Zebot's going to be there. I'm doing the seating arrangement chart right now. So I'm trying to figure out who's sitting next to who. I don't know. What do you guys think? Who do you guys want to sit next to?
I'm going to be honest. I'm excited about it. It's rare where you can get Zebot, Dan Mitchell, Rico all in one room crying. It's rare, so I'm excited about just the pictures I'm going to take of the sadness and how I'm going to incorporate them in my production moving forward for years to come. So, it's pretty dope.
You got to put TD between all of them. Like
No,
in the huddle, like in between all of them. So like when it doesn't go right, they all just jump on his back.
Yeah, the way I got it mapped right now, I mean, TD's got to be next. There's a few Dolphins fans coming, so they got to be next to TD.
My boy,
the way I got it right now is
great.
we got Big C in the house. We got JD the Great. They'll be next to TD, and then TD will be next to Dan, and then Dan will be sitting next to Zebot and Rico, and then Colby, you and I are going to be in the row in front of them because our job is the cameraman. We're gonna be looking behind you. I'm barely watching the game, just footage of TD's reaction. Why'd you throw that pick, man? And everybody laughing at TD. Like, I got to get all the content. Me and you, Colby. We're the content guys.
That's our job, man. That's our job.
It was one of the first things I thought of. I thought of, obviously, what the inevitable is going to be. That's going to be a big time W. Probably one of two ways, either a total blowout or in dramatic fashion. It seems to be one of the only two ways these games seem to go anymore. But then it did trickle into my mind. The very off chance, the 0.01% chance things go south in Buffalo. TD
he's scared. He's nervous, y'all.
Cooked is probably not even the fair way to put it. I know exactly what's going to happen. Infinite amount of cameras in our face. We'll never hear the end of it. So for that reason, beyond a million other reasons, the Bills have got to show up for the AFC East Roundtable event early September.
And the cool thing about it, Zebot, that's my favorite part, is as a Jets fan going to this, I'm going to be able to walk in there while the Jets are coming off upsetting the Bills a week prior.
Oh, that's right. And I'm sure you'll be there, right? You'll be there. I'll be there. The annual MetLife trip. So I'm doing 2 for 1 here, basically, within 5 days.
Oh, you're going to Jets Bills?
Yeah, because I'm living down in the area now. So MetLife, unfortunately, is now my home venue. It's the nearest venue. So I got to make my annual trek over there. But it's a good point you made, Richie, right? Within a couple of days there.
I know, man. And I just announced my big event for Jets Media Day. I do a one giant event for the Jets. It's actually week 1 versus Steelers home opener. I'm kind of hoping Rodgers signs with the Steelers.
I was just going to say reunion tour. You couldn't pick a better game.
Even though the storyline's great, you got Fields against his former team, regardless if Rodgers comes or not. But home opener, if you're a Jets fan, you want to come to the home opener, I got an awesome package that we're selling over there on Jets Media. But let's get into OTAs, man. Let's get into some OTAs talk. We talked about Jets and Patriots OTAs last week, so I want to focus a little bit more on the Buffalo Bills side of things. What have you seen, Zebot, out of OTAs from the Buffalo Bills side of things that you think is worth us knowing about, right? The Bills Roundtable has actually been posting some great content over there on our X account, which I'm very, very happy to see. But when it comes to the Buffalo Bills at OTAs, what have you seen, or what are the latest storylines?
Yeah, there's actually a bunch, a few more. There we go. I was going to say, it's not even, the OTAs were 2 days in.
They kicked you out already. They couldn't handle the truth.
Had enough Bills content, right? Already 2 days in, but a lot of us have probably had enough of hearing about, the things that have gone south over the last couple of days. And that's Joey Bosa already being hurt. He's going to be out for the entirety of these OTAs, including the mandatory session. Probably won't be ready to rock till training camp, if that. So, when the Bills signed him, of course, initially, everybody's first observation is, yeah, he's great, but when he's healthy. And if you look at the last 3 years, he's only played 55% of the games within the last 3 seasons. But when he is available, he's still one of the league's best. To have him hurt before even getting out on the field is discouraging, but I would argue get it out of the way now if it's going to happen, because in reality, every Bills fan knows they only need him come January. That's where the Bills have struggled the most. not only in terms of their overall success, but more importantly, their defensive success. Joey Bosa out there being a guy that can get after the quarterback, something they haven't been able to do really in the playoffs. That's when it matters the most. And then James Cook, of course, not showing up. It's an interesting situation. It's voluntary right now, obviously, but he was the only Bill to not show up. I mean, you have Josh Allen, his wedding, I think, is next week, couple of weeks from now. He's showing up, right? And he's going into year 8 off the MVP. He's still there. You only had one player not show up, and it's your star running back, who, of course, is seeking a contract. He's not going to get it this year. I don't know what the intentions are here, holding out, or not holding out, but not showing up to the voluntary session, because nothing's going to change here. So it's interesting to see what's going to happen moving forward when they do get to the mandatory session. He's going to start to get fined. So what is James Cook's play here? Everybody's got their eye on that. But in terms of positives, Cole Bishop going into his second year, apparently he's shining early on in OTAs at the safety position. And then, the big talk around the Bills is always the wide receivers, who's going to step up and who's going to be this year's, impact player, especially 2 years removed from losing Diggs and Davis. It's a rotating door now. And you had it up on the screen there, Elijah Moore really standing out, and Josh Palmer as well. So those are probably two of the bigger things, I'd say, in terms of the positives that are standing out. The other two things, I don't know if they're quite negatives yet, but they're certainly not what you want to hear immediately starting the practice sessions here in the offseason.
So Dan Mitchell is already feeding the delusion. Why do I feel like Elijah Moore is going to have a breakout season?
Yeah, nothing like two small wide receivers being your top wide receivers, right?
That's what it is right now.
Z-Bot, I don't know too. Maybe Josh Allen is there at OTAs. I mean, you're talking about this wedding coming up. I don't know if you saw the movie Sinners, but maybe he knows that wedding is about to be called off, because that chemistry with Michael B. Jordan, man, I don't know. That wedding might not be happening.
I'm more upset about. I'm upset about losing that chemistry with Mac Hollins that you had to steal away from us. That's what I'm more upset about now.
Don't worry.
To be honest. Speaking about that wide receiver privately. I'm telling you, man.
Privately, man, I got you.
I'm jealous that the Bills
Ty
lost
Johnson from us, and you guys are having a nice little party with Ty Johnson as your second, third running back.
I know. It seems to be a revolving door, and then, one guy doesn't work out somewhere, goes to one of our rivals, and, all of a sudden he blossoms. But,
Elijah Moore was like my favorite Jet forever. That was that was the first player that I ever had a connection with, like off, like we knew each other. Like I was like, yo, and then he sucks and he gets traded. And I'm like, all right, that was my one connection. I would have Jet gone. But yeah, man, he's a great talent, but his mind is what has been up in the air in terms of being able to lock in. So we'll see what he can do with the Buffalo Bills. We got some super chats to get into. Big Papa Bill, another one. Hey, TD, have you invited Tyler Sports or Dan Mann to week 3 game? They're both huge Dolphins YouTubers. No, we don't have enough tickets.
No, I didn't.
We wanted to value you guys.
Yeah, and we're kind of on the road, and these guys like Rico and all of them, they're kind of up in the area, Z-Bot and all those guys. So we'll see if anything falls through. Yeah, time will tell, because we also have something we're cooking up for potentially that. Me inviting more of the Dolphins YouTubers, but me and Richie, we're working that out. We want to finish this Bills event, then we're cooking something up big and special for you all potentially. So stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned, man. We usually like to do 2 events for the roundtable every year. So the Miami and Buffalo event is one, but we're trying to think of a second one. So stay tuned. Dang Johnson says, I can't wait for the season to begin. TD, I love you, brother, but it's time for Josh Allen to rise and own the Fins. Good luck to your boys in September.
Well, dang, my response is he's already risen, if that's the bar right there, dang. I mean, if we're talking about rising to own the Fins, I think we've reached the pinnacle. Now we just got to do it again on Thursday night, week 3. Then that's when we really eclipse the bar. Right? Come on, TD. Come on, we got to get it going right now. And we're a few months away from here.
I guarantee we beat y'all in that first game.
You're guaranteeing it.
On the road.
Guaranteeing it.
Y'all struggle early in the season.
Oh, is that so?
I mean, think about this. The last roundtable events that we've had, Richie, early in the season versus the Jets, they lost. Last year, they struggled early in the season. Baltimore got them too. Then the year before that, they started out really rough. Luckily, we got injured because y'all came back like 5 games.
We should have won that game last year, bro. That Jets-Bills game in MetLife last year.
Oh, my God.
That was
y'all really
right
do.
there.
Y'all really do struggle. Y'all struggle.
None of y'all could kick.
Well, I saw you mention Baltimore. There's no way you're putting your Dolphins in the same breath as the Ravens if we're trying to compare teams who are playing early in the season and getting
we're better
a
than
tough
them.
start.
No,
Also,
we're better
listen,
than them.
Zach Wilson comes in. The Bills weren't game planning for Zach Wilson. They were game planning for the Aaron Rodgers dominance that was supposed to start week 1 a couple of years ago. And then Aaron Rodgers was out there last year. And Richie, you said it. Hail Mary before half. Don't get it twisted. I was sweating, man. I was sweating. I was pacing. I was really thinking that was going south. But TD, I'm telling you, we might struggle in the beginning of the year based on how you see it. But I don't know, man. Jets week 2, Dolphins week 3 sounds like a nice launch pad for Buffalo if they want to get off the schneid.
0-3.
You got 0-3. Well, you're telling me, hold on, you're telling me you're confident in week 3. You're telling me you're confident in Bills Dolphins. How confident are you? You said guarantee, so we willing to put something down here.
I'm very confident, Z-Bot. I'm like, but again, we're gonna be at the event.
Yeah.
And again, if I lose, then after the game, I'm jumping through a table.
Come on, you got to put up more than that. I was thinking maybe one of us shaves our head because that's kind of where I'm at. If we want to get into guarantees, I think if we're at the event, I'll bring the Clippers. Like you said, I'm local. So you don't have to fly
hair,
with.
Z-Bot?
I got hair. I got
You got to shave your beard.
See now now we're talking. I go from looking like, my age to looking 18 if the Dolphins win against the Bills or they beat the Bills on Thursday night. We're dropping a whole decade if you make me shave this thing off. But you're telling me you're guaranteed, so I just wanted to get a gauge as to how guaranteed you are on that game.
I'll let you know in August. I gotta go to training camp, man.
Oh man, Michael $5 says New York teams. I love to tease their fans. Knicks getting them hyped up just to collapse, and Jets being offseason champs just to start mock drafting by week 3. Well, first of all, the Jets are not offseason champions this year, which is refreshing. Yeah. We were the offseason champions the last 2 years, so I feel comfortable not being the offseason champions for once. Everybody's counting the Jets out, expecting us to suck. That's where I want to be. And last I checked, the Knicks didn't lose yet. We're down 3-1, backs against the walls. We're about to write our own history, baby. You never know. So, Michael, appreciate the hate coming towards my New York squad. And then the final super chat thus far, then we'll get into more OTAs talks, is from King Jamie the Mad. The wifey say, I can come to Buffalo with Anthony. Richie, you okay to hang with me in Buffalo instead of Jets Media Day? I'm showing up for you and TD. I'd love to have you, King Jamie, but we sold out. That's the problem. We sold out for Buffalo.
Man, we got to find a ticket for King Jamie, man.
I know, man.
Wow.
I literally reached out to the Bills ticket rep today to see, hey, any more tickets? Because we need some. We have people that are still down to come, even though we sold out. We only had certain amounts. So that's the only thing, Jamie. We don't have any more tickets left. So I'll let you know if we can get another one. But hopefully see you at Jets Media Day, my man. Always appreciate you, bro. Because I got to see King Jamie at least once a year.
That's crazy, man.
He brings a different type of energy. He's a Chiefs fan, Z-Bot, who has been the most loyal Jets media fan for years. He's been watching my channel since I started, and he's just been like rooting for the Jets with me, and it's just cool. I just absolutely love him. Absolutely
love that. Unfortunately for me, because I've had the unfortunate reality of having to deal with a loss from the Chiefs at the end of every year for the last half decade or so. Every year, just a slew of Chiefs fans come over to our channel, and they couldn't be better. I wish I had something bad to say about them, and I can't, because they couldn't be more respectful, more supportive, and they couldn't be more, just in tune with what's going on as opposed to some of these other delusional fan bases. So I feel it. I wish we were on the other end one of these times where I could go over to their channels and I could say, hey, great game. We got you this time. But unfortunately, it's always on my end. But luckily, it's always good stuff.
Don't worry, Z. Don't even worry about it, because you know what? History's about to change itself this season. You are not about to lose in the playoffs to the Chiefs.
No lot of them.
You're just going to lose to the Patriots.
Lie to me, please.
You're just going to lose to the Patriots.
No lot of them, Kobe.
I'll tell you what, Kobe, out of everything that stood out on that schedule release, the one that really, I'm not kidding. We did a top 5 list of most intriguing games. That Sunday nighter in Buffalo against the Patriots. I was kind of stunned it was a Sunday nighter, but I'm excited to see what Vrabel does with these Patriots. Week 5.
You're surprised that it was a Sunday night game? See, I said, like, before the schedule came out, I said, at least one of these games, Patriots and Bills, is going to be prime time, because we saw last year, this is exactly what the NFL wants. They want Josh Allen versus Drake May. They want that in-division matchup so bad. And unfortunately, because of the coaching last year, it didn't really present itself. But I think this year, they're in a much better place for that to be a real battle.
No doubt. I think the Sunday night aspect, I totally agree with the prime time, but that just goes to show you what they're viewing New England to be right now. Go and have them play Buffalo on that stage.
Thursday and Monday. That's a lot of different game, 100%. So I agree. The Jets are not in no Sunday night game this year.
Not one?
No, we got 2 primetime games, both of them against the AFC East. We're in Miami for Monday Night Football, in New England for Thursday Night Football. So that's going to be fun to see. Evan with the $5. Yo, guys, I'm working at Dave & Buster's now. We can do an event here if you want. A lot of space, then Ale House.
That'd be crazy.
What city you in?
That's our guy. That's our guy for the event last year, Miller Ale House.
Oh, is that?
He's now at Dave & Buster.
That'd be more lit, to be honest with you. You get to be.
I love Dave & Buster's, man.
We gotta go to Miami, man.
A picture of the showroom.
We gotta go to Miami again, man. 100%. We appreciate that, man. We appreciate that.
Yeah, if we get something going, I'm gonna hit you up.
Dave & Buster.
Oh yeah, that's firing me up. That's firing me up. So there's a lot to talk about. We talked about the Bills OTAs. Now, TD, we kind of went over what we needed to with the Dolphins with the OTAs, or do you have anything else to add?
That's pretty much it on our OTAs.
It just started.
What was that?
Because you guys just started.
Yeah. Well, we still concerned about the secondary though. With Ramsey about to have his departure. And Waddle just went on a tear today in practice and just killed everybody in the secondary.
You don't have a secondary. That's not impressive. Like, who's he beating? Jalen Ramsey, that's not about to be there. Is he beating Javon Holland?
Let me tell you something, Kobe. This is why I'm confident about the Dolphins this year in our division. Buffalo ain't got no receivers. The Patriots ain't got no receivers.
The same thing last year. Buffalo no receiver.
They got Garrett Wilson.
So but you don't have the upper hand with the secondary. We're on the same playing field.
Even if with elite receivers,
even if the Patriots and Bills receivers suck, your secondary sucks. So it's just an even playing field.
Our secondary doesn't suck.
That's crazy.
We don't know what they are.
No Ramsey, no Holland. You lost your two best pieces.
We don't know what they are because they're young.
You got a bunch of quarterback threes.
This is what working in silence looks like. This is what shocking the NFL world looks like. Okay, you want to see a team that nobody sees coming, that's about to take the league by storm. It's right here. It's that man right there with Aaron Glenn. And Justin Fields about to take the league by storm this year. Now, listen, that's my delusional self kicking in. That's me, overhyping my squad. I'm obviously not actually believing in that. But I'm really fired up about the Jets for a lot of reasons because of the idea of moving in silence this year. I think that is a really good mantra that this Jets team is embodying where, we want to move in the shadows. We don't want, the whole world to be hyping us up. When you turn on ESPN last year, people were like, yeah, I got the Jets winning the AFC East, winning the Super Bowl. And I'm like, what? You're saying that? I thought that's supposed to be by delusional Jets fans. So they fueled our delusion, the national media last year. That's not the case now. Okay?
I saw all kind of issues in that film you just played. Bad stuff.
What'd you see?
Play it again,
good.
and please pause it when I ask you to, Richie. So Justin Fields number 7. Let's keep going. Buddy looking at him like, oh man, we got you.
That's his way blindside protector saying, I got you.
How'd you even catch that?
Yeah, don't worry. Keep going. Watch this. See, nothing, just a bunch of nothing logo. He laughing like, oh, what did I choose? Justin Fields. That's a nice spiral, but why the guy had to slow down and go back shoulder? Why he had to slow down and go back shoulder? Lack of in stride. Keep going, Richie. Keep going.
That man is going to be our breakout, by the way, this season. If you want to talk about someone potentially break out, it's Will McDonald coming off 10.5 sacks season. Put on 15 pounds of muscle.
Worry about no Will McDonald.
10.5 sacks last year is about to do it all over again and then some. Come on now. New helmet for Garrett. Going to get paid before the season.
Okay. It's got to be nice for you, though, Richie. I can't lie. I mean, even for me.
Pause. Is the white jersey defense?
Yeah, man. That's actually great.
Pick No, who threw the ball?
You know who didn't throw the ball? The guy that's right there. See number 7 with his helmet off? That's Justin Fields with his helmet off.
I don't want to hear that.
These are the backups. That's our new rookie, actually, is Aria Thomas. That is our new rookie. Actually, I didn't. You know what, TD? I'm actually really happy that you brought this up.
Nah,
because I didn't realize who that is. This is my favorite pick the Jets picked in the NFL draft. This Aria Thomas from FSU, our third-round pick.
First of all,
I had no idea he had an interception.
The receiver had to turn all the way around, just sitting
This is
there
our backup. This is what this. I think this is our third-string quarterback throwing this ball. And there's
your starting cornerback is picking off backups.
No, we actually have. Now we know exactly who it is. So you see the 3 quarterbacks not here. So you got Justin Fields, number 7. You got Tyrod Taylor there, number 2, not on the field. And then our undrafted free agent, Brady Cook here, number 4. So this is Adrian Martinez, who was in the UFL that threw this football. That's who threw it.
No, I don't want to hear it, Richie. Listen.
What do you mean? That's a fact. There's no, you can't.
You're only as good as your weakest link. And let me say this. Y'all got somebody who y'all know ain't going to make the team getting reps. That means all of them looking bad. If he getting reps.
What do you mean? Of course he getting reps. It's the OTAs, bro.
No, I don't want to hear Richie. No.
You know, Richie, I actually think you guys are going to finish top 5. I think you guys are going to finish top 5. I genuinely mean that.
From the bottom.
I think that they are going to finish top 5 in the 2026 NFL draft. I think you guys will finish top 5.
Yeah, I saw that one coming, man.
No, I say top 3.
Well, come on. Colby can back me up, man. We were at the Senior Bowl together. Tell me that this was not my Senior Bowl crush. When I got there, I'm saying, who is this kid, number 8 from FSU, Azaria Thomas? I was like, wow, that guy actually looks like a stud.
I will never forget when they drafted
him, man.
And I ran to your live stream at Radio Row, dude.
The entire league, bro.
You loved Azaria. I think Azaria was I think he was a little inconsistent at the Senior Bowl, but like when it came to the red zone, he was the best cornerback. He was locked down. And I mean, that's what you want, right? You want
Kyle Williams. He locked up Kyle Williams. I mean, what's his name? The guy that you just drafted.
Which one? We drafted Kyle Williams.
Yeah, okay, I was right. Kyle Williams. I don't know why I thought I said the name wrong.
Yeah, Kyle Williams was only going like 70%.
Thomas did clamp down Mr. Kyle Williams at the Senior Bowl.
He was only going 70%.
Man, this is what we look like. Steve Wilkes at practice, Braylon Allen. Come on now, you're forgetting that Braylon Allen's on this team. Yeah, that's right. We moving. Ooh, look at those dots, TD. Look at that arm flick of the wrist. That's right, baby. We're here hyping up OTA highlights. It's a joke.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm excited, man. You know who this is? That's me.
That's you? Yo, what? Who is that?
He kind of looks like me. That's our new offensive coordinator, Tanner Engstrand. First-year offensive coordinator. He was the pass game coordinator for the Detroit Lions. So the Jets are going to try to do what the Lions did a little bit, but with Justin Fields. So that's our new offensive coordinator. Remember the face. He's a future head coach in this league. Let me be delusional in peace. That's our first-round pick. Membu about to maul Jalen Phillips. Alan Lazard.
That's not saying much for a dude coming off of 2 back-to-back season-ending injuries, but
Lazard taking a pay cut, bro. Are you kidding me? Staying with the team. Fields throwing zips. I mean, Sauce getting ready to go and prove the league wrong. Let's go, baby. We moving. Breece Hall. Woo! All right. So that's the Jets OTAs. But in all seriousness, this is something that means something to me that's coming out of Jets OTAs. And we talked about it last week, and it continues. The Jets have a way 100% attendance at OTAs. And I think that is something to talk about. When you have a brand new coach and you have a brand new everything, that not one person is sitting out. Not one. Not for a contract situation. Nothing. Okay? And the best part about it is that Hassan Reddick is signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he's not there.
How about it?
That is like, oh, that's perfect. That right there is exactly why this is a big deal, because we got rid of stinky players like Hassan Reddick and brought in guys that are buying into the system and buying into the culture of Aaron Glenn. So, Z-Bot, I want to ask you this question. Obviously, we have no idea about what the Jets are going to be this year just because everything's brand new. Brand new head coach, brand new quarterback, brand new general manager. The roster is pretty much the same around that, but there's a new identity being built here with the Jets. So what's your early impressions on Aaron Glenn and Justin Fields, and what are your expectations for these Jets this season?
Well, you kind of alluded to it earlier, and I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on this because it's got to be a unique perspective going from where the Jets have been, right? Having the longest playoff drought in the league. Then you get Rodgers, and you go from that to, like you were mentioning earlier, you got guys going on national television saying the Jets are all of a sudden going to be in the Super Bowl at the very bare minimum, a playoff team. at the top of the AFC East, and we know how that went. And beyond the expectations were everything that came with it, the circus. You have your hard knocks, you have your constant media tour surrounding Aaron Rodgers every second of every day. We're watching it continue right now, even though he's currently not on a roster. So beyond any expectations, I'm just thinking from my own perspective, no stake in the game on the Jets, obviously not a fan of them. Even for me, it's beyond refreshing to watch this team operate in a way that is reminiscent of who they currently are. They're approaching the upcoming season like they do have something to prove, as opposed to going in the last couple seasons with Rodgers and making it seem like the years prior to him coming on the team didn't exist. So it makes him a lot more likable, I would say, in a way, Richie, even though we're all, AFC East rivals within here. The Jets have become infinitely more likable during this offseason, where they've kind of lowered their head down and are approaching the year in a way that I think is way more diplomatic as opposed to what they've been doing the last couple of years. Now, in terms of expectations, I think that the New England Patriots are taking a massive leap this year. I have the Patriots finishing second in the AFC East. I don't know. I could see the Jets and the Dolphins duking it out for that third spot. I really could. I don't know how high of a bar.
The Patriots ending where?
I got the Patriots second in the AFC East.
You really think that lower Buffalo to be third or fourth?
Yo, that's wrong, dude. That's wrong.
That's incredible. I got to tell you, TD, man, so good at getting me every time. Just it's incredible.
I don't get it, Zeba. I thought you had more faith in your team, bro.
Listen. We're not going to be in fourth if that's what you're asking. Now, I doubt we're duking it out for third with you either. But I think the Patriots are going to be in that 2 spot. But when I'm looking at the Jets,
going to be better than the Dolphins for real, though. Seriously.
Yeah, because we'll beat a team over 500.
In my heart of hearts, I don't know. I really don't have an incredible scientific type explanation for it. But there's something in my heart that's telling me this Patriots team moving in the right direction. I don't know if I can say the same about the Dolphins right now. I like where the Patriots are heading. And I think that this upcoming season, we see that step forward. And I could see them duking it out for that 7th spot in the playoffs come the end of the season.
This is how I look at the state of the AFC East. You got the Bills, who are at the top to be the front runners, the favorites, as they should. And then you got the other 3 teams, okay? Jets, Dolphins, Patriots. The Jets and the Patriots are in very similar situations just from the standpoint of starting something new, brand new head coaches. They're trending towards something that hopefully is going to be positive. Where the Miami Dolphins, they have the same, nothing's new. Everything's the same. And in my opinion, there is a pending doom with this organization. There is a ticking time bomb. And I know it may sound like I'm hating on the Dolphins, but I'm telling you right now, and I'll take it to the grave. And if I'm wrong, I will come out here and eat my crow. I think there's going to be an explosion within the Miami Dolphins organization. That needs to happen. I think there needs to be the same thing that happened with the Jets last year. We fired Saleh middle of the season. Everything got ugly. I think it's going to get really ugly for these Miami Dolphins before it gets pretty again. And I'm expecting there to be firings this year because I just don't think this roster, the way it's constructed, could win even when healthy. Like, I look at the roster and mix in with the coaching staff they have in place. Like, I don't think an objective NFL fan can even look at this Miami Dolphins roster and think they're going to win. And that's just me being real. That can sound like I'm being a hater. I'm really genuinely think that the Dolphins are a ticking time bomb that have everything turn on its head.
Dolphins fans should want that too. Dolphins fans,
I think that'll be the best thing you got to do.
Have a bad season
off.
You can't beat a team over 500.
I agree with the notion that I do agree with the notion of the ticking time bomb. We are going to blow up this year and explode into greatness.
Oh, never mind. Don't flip it.
Yeah, so, I believe we are. So,
Richie, you kind of painted right there to me what I've been kind of feeling inside about this team for a while, and it was. And speaking of explosion, it seemed to explode a bit in watching them on Hard Knocks. I used to be a Mike McDaniel fan. Me and my dad would get into it. My dad can't stand him, and I used to defend him. I really liked him. I liked him for what he brought to the table for that offense. And at first, it seemed like it was, and at times it can be, high flying, show stopping, really fun to watch. But when I was watching him kind of command the locker room, command the team, then I watched guys like Dan Campbell and I watch Sean McDermott, I watch some of these guys around the league, and I compare it to that. It felt like there was no grasp of the team. It just kind of felt like everybody was doing their own thing, and then they all kind of come together collectively for practice or whatnot, and then they disperse from there. I don't feel a sense of culture from the Miami Dolphins, and I feel like that's kind of what you're getting at, where you kind of let this thing explode, and then from there you pick up the pieces and reinstill a different type of culture that's going to allow these Dolphins to go from a team that feels like right now they don't have any identity. And I wonder how much of that has to do with Mike McDaniel. Not that he's not a good coach.
Bingo.
I just don't know if he's a great leader right now for an entire organization.
Bingo. You know what their identity was when he came? It was speed. They went over a trait of speed. He was brought in here to help out Tua. You got Tyreek. You got Waddle. They're going to be the fastest team in the league offensively. You're not going to be able to keep up with them. Well, yeah, they proved they can score points, but they've not proved they could win consistently. Okay. And I really do agree with everything you said. There's a lack of culture. And in this league, you need to have that sense of culture. The Jets have lacked that forever, which is why we have a 14-year playoff drought. And I'm excited about Aaron Glenn because he has a fresh newness to him that I'm hopeful that he can establish the culture from within the organization. I don't know what the culture is for Miami. And I'd like to ask TD Finns Talk, what is the culture? I think if I ask Z-Bot, what's the culture of the Buffalo Bills, he'd be able to tell us. But what is the culture of the Miami Dolphins? TD Finns Talk, the floor is yours. What's their identity? What's the backbone of Mike McDaniels and his team?
We don't know because
exactly.
No, we don't know because he's trying to change it on the spot because the old culture didn't work. So right now we're in the middle of a culture shift. And the only sad part about it is maybe it's too late because you've already shown one culture and now you want to show a different culture. Guys don't respect it. That's why Ramsey went out. So we're as Dolphin fans, we're waiting to find out what the culture is this year.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about this actually because he was asked that question today or yesterday. And here is what he had to say about that.
The vigor that we go about each and everything. I can tell where their minds are at.
Really low audio.
You don't fix something by bitching about it and complaining about it.
Oh, that's why.
Yo, there's no way. Yo, this audio is low. Oh, it's my bad actually.
You have a team.
Now you can hear it.
2025.
Yeah.
Team I've been with for 5 weeks, and with their daily investment across the board, with the attendance and the vigor that we.
That's a head coach. I mean, what am I watching, dude?
You know what Mike McDaniel is?
The head coach of a football team, bro. That should
Mike
be the
McDaniel-
analytics guy that's like looking at the craziest like mathematics in order to solve an equation for football, not a head coach. I'm sorry.
He can be one of the best offensive minds from an offensive coordinator standpoint in football, but he is not a head coach, and people don't understand that is a massive difference. You can go from being the best defensive coordinator, the best offensive coordinator, to then taking a head coaching opportunity and crapping the bag because the responsibilities of a head coach are vastly different than a coordinator. I don't think that Mike McDaniel is a head coach. He can be a very, very, very good offensive coordinator, just like Josh McDaniels, but he is not equipped to be a head coach.
I mean, that was pretty. Man, you don't win games at the podium, but man, that was not convincing. TD.
And it never is. That's the thing. That's what you get from him no matter what, really. That's exactly what you get, win, lose, or draw. And half the time, you don't even know what he's saying. I mean, I'll give him credit. He always has a long-winded answer. It's better than Belichick, who gives you absolutely nothing. But at the same time, I feel like he always says a lot. And then by the time he's finished talking, you're like, did he really say anything? You know, I never really have any idea what he's trying to get at.
It's kind of like Belichick if you think about it.
Yeah, you're right.
In a very different way.
He's just more concise about it, Belichick.
No,
Exactly.
Belichick know what he's doing. Belichick know what he's not trying to say, though. That's the difference.
All right, so let's shift our focus away from the Miami Dolphins. We have another topic I wanted to get into before we wrap things up here, and that is your New England Patriots. Stefon Diggs, not present for today's voluntary OTAs. One day after a video of the wide receiver surfaced on social media in which he was on a boat and flashed an unidentified pink substance while surrounded by 3 women. I am very shocked. I didn't know Adam Schefter reported this, honestly.
You didn't know about this?
I knew about it. I saw the video, but I didn't know it was like a story that Adam Schefter reported on himself. So, you know, we're Roundtable Sports here. Do we show the video? You know what I mean?
You see, I've seen the video because I posted a TikTok about Stefon Diggs yesterday, and I kept posting it under like those videos about Diggs at this party because it was blowing up. And let me tell you, we probably shouldn't show the amount of ass that was on that video. So maybe we don't. Maybe we don't share the video, but I think it's blown out of proportion just a little bit. Now, Mike Vrabel was asked about this before OTA started today. This video is fine. The other video was not.
A still frame. This is Stefon Diggs on a boat, surrounded by a woman who apparently is, I don't know. But he's holding something.
Yeah, so basically Diggs was on this party boat. This was over Memorial Day weekend, by the way. This wasn't today. This was over the weekend where, by the way, no practices. So everybody being like, oh, he's out here partying, taking substances instead of practicing. There was no practices for him to be at anyway. Now, if you watch the video that this photo was from, these women are like choking Diggs, and he's telling them that they need to call him the D word and all this stuff. And it's crazy because apparently he's with Cardi B. And Cardi B was on the boat while this was all happening, and she seemed perfectly fine with it. Now, the question at hand is not about him partying. The question at hand is about the pink substance that was flying around. Like I said, Mike Vrabel was asked about this today before practice started, and he said, and I quote, "It's something that we're aware of, and obviously we want to make great decisions on and off the field. Any conversations I've had with Stefon will remain between him, I, and the club." The way that I see it is, does this hurt the football team? Right now, no. Now, this could turn into a bigger thing. I don't think it will, but it could. This is OTAs. This is OTAs. This is not mandatory mini camp. This is not training camp that Stefon Diggs is out here missing to go party with people, which, by the way, again, I want to reiterate, this was during Memorial Day weekend where no practices were held. OTAs are optional anyway. And yes, was Stefon Diggs there today at OTAs? No. But I'm not surprised he wasn't there because I literally said before practice today that I don't expect Stefon Diggs to be there. Why? Because I think Mike Vrabel and this coaching staff, they're trying to hide Stefon Diggs from the media until training camp. They don't want the media to get a look at Stefon Diggs, look at where he's at in his rehabilitation process, go out there with storylines that are going to get in Stefon Diggs' head and become a bigger thing than ultimately they need to be. Stefon Diggs wasn't at the the OTA practice that was open to the media last week. But he was there, according to photos taken by the Patriots, he was there every other day of OTAs. So he's there when the media is not there, but when the media is there, all of a sudden he's not there. Which, by the way, Stefon Diggs, and Richie, you can put this up if you want to, did post on his Instagram today videos of him training. So despite him not being at OTAs today, he is still training and he is still going through his rehabilitation process.
Oh, he's going a little faster than usual in that one.
He's going really fast, Rich.
He's going a little twitchy. You see that?
Hey, man, if the pink salt's working for him, then it's working for him, man. I need a wide receiver one. If that's the case, take more, my friend. But no, I think it's blown out of proportion. Everybody trying to say that the Patriots are done, Diggs is a problem already. There's no problem to be had right now. There really isn't. It's overblown. And the thing I'll say is, for all you Jets fans and Dolphins fans going off in the chat, if you were in the same situation, would you be saying the same thing? No, you'd be sitting here saying that it's nothing to freak out about, that on Memorial Day weekend, he was partying on a boat. If you have anything to say about what he was doing, that is about your own personal beliefs against his own personal beliefs. It has nothing to do with football.
About the culture shift of the Jets is that the days are in the past of bringing in players like Stefon Diggs, so we don't got to worry about that. We used to bring in players like that. Oh, we used to. That's what we were used to be about. That's not what we're about anymore. We don't bring in guys like that no more with this new regime. Let's go.
Yeah. Bring good players. Let's go.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I don't know what was in the package, and we're all let's just be honest. We're all gonna assume what it was, right?
What was it?
I still don't know, to be honest with you.
Cocaine. We're gonna assume. That's what people are assuming. Yeah, I mean,
I heard a name for it today. What's the name of it called? It's something new. I don't know. I'm not hip to the new stuff, but it's got a name apparently. The pink stuff.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get it.
Come on, TD, you're acting like you don't know all about it. Come on, I know that. I know it's down on those Miami shores. Come on,
it's called Himalayan.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. I honestly don't.
Sussy, I think it was called something crazy, some crazy name like that.
But here's the deal. No matter if we want to make it not a big deal or not, right? Kobe, no offense, but personally, Kobe's right and wrong in this, in my opinion. His personal life is his personal life. How those individuals next to him want to get down, that's how they get down. I'm pretty sure that if that's the case, they may be used to it. He's there with his girl, and this is how they want to enjoy their off season. That's their business. I guess the league has parameters in place for testing and stuff like that. And if he's not showing up on that, then we can't be making that assumption as well as if he's the one partaking. And outside of that, that's the right part of Kobe. That's his business, how he want to party and get down, right? But where I feel like you're wrong, this is a distraction. This is like you're an NFL quasi-star. I don't know how you want to name it, but you're a big name in the NFL. At the end of the day, you got to put yourself in better positions. You have to make sure that, I mean, and if anything, if this is how you want to get down, you need to make sure that you have a situation where you keep your business private.
Right.
But to have it out here where everybody's seeing it, you're just making people look at you in a much more negative light, whether he has a right to or not. And then furthermore on that, like, you are putting yourself at risk for your team. Now remember, all of this is if that is a substance. You know, what if the Coast Guard pull up and search, and then next you know, you're gonna be a part of going down with that. So all of those things, like, that's why in the off season with the Miami Dolphins, I always say this isn't the off season. This is the brace for who gets arrested season. Brace for, you know what I mean? That's what I always say, man. Who finna, man, y'all, all I ask in the off season, just don't go get in trouble. That's all. That's what I always say. So it's not a good look.
And he didn't. And he didn't.
And he didn't. But again, it's the point of putting yourself in a situation where you're risking that chance. Yeah, you can luck out. I mean, people have driven drunk and made it home. But taking that chance is not a good look. That's all I'm saying. So how he want to get down in his personal life is his business. I just wish he could have kept it more so under wrap. Look like somebody right there in his face filming. So I say all that to say this. Maybe it wasn't a substance that we all assuming. But it is what it is. It's going to be up to
my question is, if it's not the substance, what the heck would it else be?
Himalayan salt. They were grilling on the boat, Richie. It's just Himalayan salt. What you mean, bro? Come on. It's better for you than regular salt. Yeah, I mean, Stephon Diggs is out here worried about his size and his health out here, and everybody's making his. That's crazy. He's just cooking on the grill. What are we doing? But no, like, look, the way I see it, is this ideal? No. But you understood when you signed Stephon Diggs, he had this big personality. He is one of the bigger stars in the NFL. You understood he's dating Cardi B, who is an A-list celebrity, one of the biggest names in music.
Is he dating her?
What's going to happen?
Yeah. I mean,
he's dating her?
She is more likely to have them on the boat.
She was in the video. In one of the videos.
Oh yeah, you got to see the director's cut, TD.
Yeah,
I mean, well, I try not to put that stuff. I try to, I don't need to see the director's cut. I just put it like that.
Wow. Well, listen, we'll see. When you're dating somebody like Cardi B, you never know it's possible. And I'll throw this out there that reminds me, Sauce Gardner. He does have a girlfriend now that is pretty out there, like Cardi B. That's Miss Ice Spice. So Sauce. But the one thing I know about Sauce is he's a good dude. He's never drank a sip of alcohol in his life, never done any drugs. So all he does is play video games and play football. But I just make that correlation since Diggs is dating Cardi B and now he's dating Ice Spice. So we shall see. But that's really all we got for OTAs, man. We want to make this a nice hour show. Z-Bot, thank you so much for coming on in and filling in for Dan Mitchell. Very spontaneous, extremely spontaneous. During the show, I'm like, "Yo, Z-Bot, want to pull up?" He's like, "Yeah, man, let's do it." So I appreciate you coming on the AFC East Roundtable. We're excited to have you up in Buffalo, not down. We're going up. We're going up north.
Yeah,
all the way up north.
Z-Bot came on to lose the debate. Man,
we're gonna have some nice chicken wings.
I came on to see you virtually, but you nailed it, Rich. It was a pleasure being on. But the real exciting, I can't wait for that event and to see you guys in person, watch the game. It's going to be awesome. Just a couple of months out, so I'm stoked. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be great, man. So we got a super chat. We already got that video up. We analyzed it. Appreciate it. Joshua Richardson, member for 22 months. Bills will be 6 times AFC East champs. Once again, the Dolphins won't win 8 games. TD, you know the Dolphins don't stand a chance to win the division. Number 1 pick for the Dolphins.
Wow.
That'll be interesting.
There's some good players in the draft. I'm TD.
Funny.
There you go.
If we're the number 1 pick. That's different.
King Jamie the Mad with $5. Is there any way to get me a ticket to the Buffalo game? I'm buying it ASAP. So should I wait to see if you can get or just buy my Jets media ticket now? Yeah, I mean, it's most likely we're not going to be able to get another ticket for the Buffalo event, King Jamie.
But if somebody who's made a deposit is unable to pay by the deadline, which will be sometime probably next month, yeah, we'll just let you know.
Yeah, we'll let you know. But the Jets media tickets are live for pre-sale, and I know you have access to that. So you know where that link is. And just email me if you have any other questions. JD the Great says, very interesting thoughts on the Dolphins, but time will tell. Until then, fins up no matter what.
Shout out JD.
All right. Z-Bot, you said you have a show on your own tonight, do you?
Yep, 8:15 Buffalo Fanatics going to talk about the OTAs like we did a little bit on here, talk Bosa, talk Cook, and I'm just excited that even though it's just voluntary practice, you know the feeling, boys. Schedule comes out, voluntary practice kicks off, and we're less than 100 days out here, 99 days I think it is from today, so it's starting to feel real.
Starting to feel really
neat. Is where the season really starts. Come on,
yeah, before we do end off the show, we do have a very loyal Patreon member, and if Z-Bot, if you got a skedaddle, get ready for your show, please feel free. But we're going to bring on Mr. Glenn, all right? Mr. Glenn himself coming on in here and talking great Dolphins fan. Can't forget about our Patreon members.
Glenn.
Z-Bug, don't be running off now.
Glenn, if I didn't have my own show, I'd stay in chat. Dolphins, huh?
You know what they say about daddies, right?
Tell me.
Sooner or later, the son stands up and they beat the daddies. Ooh. I couldn't, after so many years, I couldn't beat my son in anything.
Making me want to stay now.
Oh, your son, when your son grows up, he will eventually beat you and you won't be able to beat him. That is the truth.
So are the Dolphins the sons of this analogy?
I can't beat my son in basketball no more. I can't beat my son in any video game anymore. I can't beat him in anything. So you know what they say about daddies. They eventually lose to their sons. And
so
not this daddy.
You're calling Dolphins W week 3 then. Is that what I'm taking?
Your son would eventually beat you. It's a matter of thing. You get older, he gets stronger.
Right.
So just the Dolphins and Bills analogy, Glenn?
I think so.
Yep.
Well, Glenn,
I did want to ask you about that that Hard Knocks jinx that's coming. You know, like when the Jets and Miami had the Hard Knocks, that Hard Knocks jinx hit them hard.
Yeah, well, the difference now here, Glenn, is they got rid of the rule where playoff teams could opt out. So lucky for you and the rest of us, they want to showcase a little showtime on HBO this time around.
And
so
I
think that curse is no longer in existence when you're talking about bringing out a team like this.
Yeah.
A little bit different, Glenn.
Yeah.
I like where your head's at, though. I like where your head's at. I was thinking the same thing.
I know that Hard Knocks jinx. Hey, okay. Hey, nice to see you, Z-Bot. Talk to you later.
Glenn, nice to see you, brother, and everybody else. Take care. Guys, thanks for having me. Talk soon.
Thanks,
later, Z-Bot. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, Richie.
What's up, man?
Man, I got to admit to you, you could turn over quick. Because how is it amazing that you could be there happy and everything? You know your Jets have a better chance to win the Super Bowl than the Knicks have to win the NBA championship.
That's not true, Glenn.
Yes, it is.
That means the Jets going to be good this year then.
The chance of them winning past getting past Getting past Indianapolis is 4.4%.
I don't
Jets
care
have
about
a better
no number.
chance of winning the Super Bowl.
Look at it this way,
Jets
man.
have a better percent.
Three-game winning streak, and we're in the finals. That's all. We've been on 3-game winning streak all season.
Richie,
Four
y'all
of those games
should
at home.
have got swept. All them bad calls in game 3. That's
Hey,
the
I don't
only
want to.
reason
I don't want to
y'all
talk to no Celtics fan. Okay, we beat you in
Oh,
6.
stop because of an injury. And you know what?
Nah, we beat you.
When
All you do is
Nim-
whine
what's his
about
name? What's
injuries
his
on
name?
Tua, on
What's
Tatum.
the Pacers player name? Nimhart? What's his name?
Neesmith.
Hey.
Neesmith. When Neesmith went out, that's the only reason you won game 3. See, y'all got to live off of injuries. Y'all got to live off of injuries. Y'all hoping somebody get hurt.
No, I will tell you.
Wait, I forgot. Was Jason Tatum playing in game 1 and 2? Oh, he was.
They were going to beat y'all. They were going to beat y'all.
L.
They were going to beat
With
y'all.
Tatum. L.
They were going to beat you.
Take him.
Your center, what's your center's name?
Paul Anthony Towns.
Yeah, Town. He looks like he's hobbled the whole game. I don't even know why they're playing him. He did have 20 points at the fourth quarter, but man, he is.
Listen, man, I'm enjoying it. I'll be honest. This is the first time the Knicks have been this far since I was 2 years old. So, like, obviously losing the Eastern Conference Finals is going to sting, but I'm looking at this season as a big step in my fandom. This is awesome. I'm experiencing my team in the last 4 teams left. I'm enjoying every second of it.
So, okay, and this is another question I have about Miami for you. Why do you say that Miami, even let's just say, because you guys said last year their defense was on suck. Miami's defense was on suck the whole offseason, and they didn't, but that's fine. Well, I'll live with that. You did say that, didn't you, last year?
Thanks for reminding me.
Miami's defense on what?
Yeah, all right. You had a little good defense. Job Robinson's got some talent.
Okay.
I don't know about now, though.
So
where's Jalen Ramsey going? What's your secondary looking like now? I don't know.
Hey, when the quarterback sacks, you don't have to have too much of a secondary.
But how
pressure on him, making it
that much into Phillips coming off that injury.
But still, even that way, how does your defense match up to Miami's offense?
The Jets' defense to Miami's offense?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We don't really know yet in terms of the schematics differences, but I really like the secondary the Jets have is going to be very much
Miami eats that secondary up every year. That's like Tua looks at that secondary and says, "This is going to be my best game of the year."
Line's going to get mauled by Will McDonald and Quinnen Williams and Jermaine Johnson and Jamie and Sherwood blitzing the quarterback, and Tua's going to have no time to throw.
We had a worse line.
By the way, Glenn, who do the wide receivers of the Miami Dolphins usually exploit the most on the Jets defense every year?
Y'all can't beat us, Richie.
Who's the one player that can never guard Waddle or anybody?
Who's the what?
The one player in the Jets defense that got absolutely scorched the last 2 to 3 seasons.
Everybody. Both your corners. Both
no,
your
not
corners
both.
got scorched. Yeah, they did.
Not both. One of them. DJ Reed was the one that got torched. That was the one that got beat over the top multiple times. Okay,
we was
never gave up no touchdowns or nothing on you guys.
Sauce was getting smoked too.
Yes, he was.
He got beat on one play.
So who's your corner this year?
We got Brandon Stevens from Baltimore, but the guy I'm looking forward to is the kid from FSU drafted.
Wasn't Brandon Stevens the one that Miami torched all day and Tua had his best game ever against?
In Baltimore? Yeah, probably. He sucked the ball.
Miami ate him up.
Glenn, we beating him by 40 this year.
Man, I can't wait.
But what I understand is I understand that Miami's defense might not be as good, and I give you that. But you still, even with Tua, you're 27, 30 points with Tua. Just don't even know what 20 points is. We
don't know what this team's going to look like offensively with the Jets.
And you don't know what your culture don't be either.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So
I'm saying the Jets, that's the difference. The Jets are a big, giant question mark, or unknown.
See, here's where I think, and this is what I always gave about teams. Teams that rush through and change coaches all the time, how many of those go to the playoffs every year? The teams that keep their coach and build with their coach and their coaches in there 6, 7, 8 years. How many times they go to the Super Bowl, or not Super Bowl, but playoffs every year?
What?
If you look at it, the teams that have those long tenure, or the coaches that have the long tenures, are the ones that go to the playoffs. People in the NFL give up on coaches too fast.
I don't know. I mean, wait, you're saying that first year coaches don't really succeed? Is that what you're saying?
Wait. They get one quarterback crack. If they don't get that quarterback right or something, they get fired and they move on.
Yeah.
And stuff. And I do understand that, yes, like the Steelers, I think Steelers might be in trouble this year. But they still ain't going to. I still think they'll be at least between 6 and 9 wins and stuff. Because you have to think, it's proven fact that there's going to be 3 teams out the AFC that will not make the playoffs this year. That made it last year.
So do you have the Dolphins making the playoffs, Glenn? Last question for you, yes or no?
Do I have them making the playoffs?
If we help them.
I do like their chances, yes. And the reason why they have a light schedule.
To the grave, Glenn. We'll take that to the grave. Well, we appreciate the call, Glenn.
Okay.
And we'll see you next week.
Okay. Hey, see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Glenn. All right, he's confident, TD.
He should be.
Yeah, if we're healthy. Give me a break. Play through the injuries. Play through the injuries.
You are. Hey, we need to get this together, Richie. What we've been discussing.
What's that?
December 7th.
Why you're feeling some energy towards it? You want it to happen?
I'm feeling froggy. I'm ready to leap.
You ready to what?
Leap.
All right. Well, let's put out a feeler right now. Ask the chat who'd be interested.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the Miami Dolphins versus the New York Jets in New York MetLife Stadium for Roundtable Sports AFC East Roundtable to host another event, let us know in the chat right now if you would be interested in going to that. I think it would be real dope. I think we'll be able to have a good time as always. But it is December 7th. It'll be a little chilly, but I think it'll be exciting. So let us know in the chat. Would you be interested in a Dolphins Jets at MetLife event? Me and Richie plus everybody else, because y'all know the Dolphins gonna win that game. So we got to see if Jets fans would actually show up to this one.
Yeah, man. So we're thinking about it. Nothing's secured, but we're going to start putting out some feelers and see if we have some interest. And if we have some interest, we're going to pull through it and pull the trigger. We just got the word from the Jets, and they have a lot of tickets available. So definitely something we're going to consider. So you guys let us know if you're down, because I think that would be an awesome opportunity for us to do it. Absolutely awesome. So
got some people in the chat say, yeah, they made it. Yeah. All right. So we'll get an official filler out, and we'll keep y'all posted probably next week. Or a week or two, we'll let y'all know if we're actually going to do it or not. So stay tuned. I'm a Jets fan, and I'm down to go Miami, baby. Well, we went to Miami last year versus the Jets, but this year, maybe Dolphins, Jets at MetLife. And if you ain't never been to MetLife, especially Dolphins fans, that I do enjoy. That's the one stadium I actually enjoy going to. It's always lit. It's always.
It'll be a 1 o'clock game, Sunday 1 o'clock.
Regardless, man, I'm just trying to go get the W, Richie. That's all. That's gonna that's gonna be playoff implications for us, at least. Y'all trying to secure a draft pick around that time.
Yeah, sure. That's going to be for the division, that game. Just kidding. You'll be in the bottom by that time. So we'll see. You guys let us know. We got a lot of time to figure that out, but hope you guys have a fantastic night. Colby's power went out, so he had to just dip.
Oh, wow.
And then Z-Bot had to go to his show. So it's just you and I, TD, for the rest of this one. But we're going to wrap it up now. Hit that like button on your way out, folks. AFC East Roundtable wrapped up. We'll be live on 4th and Forever tomorrow. We had an off day today. Dan was sick, so we're like, all right, let's cancel 4th and Forever entirely. And hopefully he's feeling good for tomorrow. So we'll see you guys then.
Peace.